Keeping tabs on Modok contract targets. That is indeed the focus of this video. Where do you go? How do you cultivate them? How do you get them? Yes, you can do this by the means of arena, but are there ways to go and get these quickly if you don't really have much time to spare when it comes to like doing arena grinding or other areas in order to grab this particular interaction? However, though, I have seen plenty of posts where players are saying that maybe they haven't seen the specific contracts that we're going to talk about, but you can go to several different sources like Marvel Contest Champions Trucos and MCOC Guide. MCOC Guide has the contract one, which is the Sabertooth one, giving dual targets, as you can see on screen at the moment. The same with Beast of that part 2 to that contract. Contract 2, which has the Battle Full of Monkeys, which is Hit Monkey, which, look, you can do that from questing and as well from doing the Modok Islands. And then Spider-Man Stealth Suit, obviously there's a target there of Stealth 101. And then as well, we've got here Kitty Kitty, which has several parts to it. First part is Black Panther Civil War, then it's Killmonger, Black Panther, the standard OG one, and finally Tigra. Tigra can be found with the current quest, but it looks like you can actually get this champion as a dual target against Strangely. So questing or dual targets with Strangely. And then currently we have got Contract 4, which is Elemental My Dear, which is Human Torch and Iceman. Both dual targets are there and give you some options who to go up against. And obviously MC Trucos, which has various options as you can see on screen at the moment for the contract. This is the current one, but if you go to the site, you'll get the information you need to do a dual targets. All these quests are numbered so you can go and check them out. I've got my glasses of concentration because I got tired eyes at the moment, but I need to do a bit of a grind, so that's your little bit of tips there of where to go to get those contracts. And obviously it will be a case you'll have to go back to those particular sites to gather the information to keep up to date with the grind, because, like, you know, when Contract 5 drops, you'll need the information of Contract 5. So Marvel Contest Champions Trucos and the MCOC hyphen guide, which links are in the description down below for that. So let's go and do some dual targets and grind and get these done, because, well, we need to get done. So this portion of the video, if you don't want to stick around and you just wanted that guide section, then there you go. But if you want to stick around and listen to me talk about some stuff, have at it, because, you know, always great to have the support from the subscribers. Appreciate you guys if you are sticking around. And yeah, it's been a very odd time for the game at the moment. So we're going to be talking on the podcast on Sunday. I think by the time was that, as I can't type for toffee. We are going to be talking about a lot of the state of affairs with the game. I'm kind of bummed that that Killer Beezy and as well a few other people, Mixed Kebab, Killer Beezy. Well, Killer Beezy is taking a slight kind of like downgrade on playing extensively on MCOC. He wants to achieve certain things by the end of it. Mixed Kebab has had enough of the game. I know my friend APOC, if you follow Twitter, you'll know who APOC is, has decided that you know, he's getting to the point where he's just like, it's had enough. And also that guy, I think it's that guy Devon, another MCC YouTuber, has decided to leave. I'm going to talk more about this in Marvel Contest Champions news tomorrow, which I might be recording today, but it's a case that it's just, you know, it's just a little bit, well, I'd say it's a little bit sad, but there's a lot of stuff kind of going. I think summer doesn't really help, and the lockdown hasn't really helped to have this focus point on the game to a point where, as we've seen, there's too many things that are being kind of seen that the game hasn't been doing consistently. So it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because people are now coming around just going like, look, you know, I'm not really happy about this, and it's all right not to be happy about something that you love. And you have to kind of go like, look, well, what is bad about it? What can I change? And the problem is we can't change anything, and Kabam has to change a lot. Whether or not by the time this video is released at well, I don't think it will be, because I'm planning to put this out Thursday, kind of like late afternoon in the UK. So whether or not in the evening we could find out more about the updated roadmap. Do I feel confident that that will come in about this anytime this week? No. If it was to come in, it would come in on Friday, probably in line with when they've been announcing stuff, because it just like put it out on Friday, give some hype going into the weekend, and then that's like, well, that's pretty much kind of like how Kabam have been rolling out stuff when it comes to Cavalier difficulty in the past. Will they do the same? Maybe. But yeah, it's very, very kind of odd time for the game. As I've reiterated, I've got ideas for the game to do for the... Hang on a minute, what? Anyway, that's fine. For the next, like, the remainder of the year, I've got ideas for content-wise. It's just at the moment motivation to do this, because I haven't had a holiday this year. I've just been doing, like, at most two to three videos a day. And it's just like, it's kind of a burnout. And as well, because at the weekends, I then record content to cover me, so I can then, like, relax and have time off, because I have to have at least, like, 2 days off to do loads of housework, loads of, like, just background stuff for the channel, which just takes ages. And then it's the case we record the podcast, myself and Em try and spend some time together. It's just life, you know. I'm not alone. Like, people just trying to, like, have their life as much as possible. But you've just got to, like, this is the thing with these kind of like dual targets here. Saving time is so vitally important for me, especially like recording content, editing and stuff. Obviously it's like it's a full-time like job, because it is. So you've got to make sure you're on it, and as well, like, talking about the idea of like different games to cover in the future, those kind of things. You've got to start putting the work process in. So me spending what, about 2 to 3 minutes doing all these dual targets, rather than kind of doing it through the means of questing or other things. It's all about time saving, and that's the thing. Quality of life and time saving. I don't want to spend an entire weekend doing extensive grinds of Arena, but I'm kind of have to do that from a free-to-play standpoint in order to get units to do things like Abyss of Legends, Labyrinth of Legends, more Act 6 progression. And yeah, I could spend, but it kind of is coming to the point where overspending on this game is not a smart thing. I think you should support developers by the means of, you know, financial support. But obviously there's a point in time where you can go too excessive. And, you know, it's up to you how you spend your money. But I'm just not in a position where I want to overly spend. Obviously, the only exception to that, as I will always reiterate, is sponsored content. Sometimes I get sponsored to do content. And that's the case. They want to see something that is exciting, that engages the audience with the product that I'm trying to promote. And that's why I'm quite happy to do sponsored content and as well spend in the game. Because then it's just like, it's just good for the awareness. And yes, sometimes you'll get something good, like getting Nick Fury for the first ever time, which is going to be immensely helpful. But then when looking at the other 3 stars, it's like saying, well, was that really worth the spend? Either way, when July 4th comes around, what kind of a game are we going to have? And Kabam have to be very careful when they release their general feedback and response to the general feedback. What is actually kind of like going to be a positive or a negative when it comes to answering against the community's I wouldn't say it's like problems, because you, in sense of like, those are problems created by Kabam, but just trying to like come together, which I think is the main thing. We've got to try and come together on an understanding on how positively we move forward, and if obviously people are still willing to kind of like participate in the game. That's the other thing. But yeah, I'm probably going to spend a bit of time off in July in order to just kind of like just chill. I'm going to go through, I'm at the moment writing a lot of stuff, which is, as you can see, obviously I'm wearing glasses. It's just like, it's becoming quite tiring. So I think I'm going to take like a day to just go outside and go for like loads of runs and stuff. And just going to get my head back in a level of concentration. Either way, I'm still not overly sold on these Modok coins and a Modok event. But I'm still like working on an idea for a guide, but it's just, you just got to get the motivation to do it with this game half the time. And that's the thing with an event that's not been too great this month. It's just finding a balance. There we go, that has been the video. A little bit of a guide and also a little bit of an overview of stuff that I've seen recently. And as well, I think it's because I did my tax returns about a couple of days ago, and I tell you, it just like melted my mind. And I think I'm still pretty much tired for spending an entire day just doing all that kind of preparation work and stuff like, so I think it's just like, it's tired me a little bit. So I'm just gonna like get some content, get it all pre-recorded and put it out over the next kind of few days, and then come back next week and do a lot more stuff that I wanted to do, like guides and other things like that. Got a lot of exciting content to come out on the channel, so I'm looking forward to that as well. It's just a case of like, as well, waiting for this roadmap. That is the thing. It's just like, it feels like being in limbo a lot of the times. But yeah, like I should be live streaming tonight on this channel, but I think I'm only kind of going to do something like arena grinding. But yeah, we'll see a little bit later on and take it from there. But thanks for watching this video. Maybe see you later in the live stream on this channel, and bye bye.